Hi all, welcome back to another episode of Sez the Vet. So most people are pretty up to the play when it comes to poultry nutrition, which generally consists of, for laying hens, feed a layer pellet, for chicks, feed chick starter, etc. But if you've got chicks running around with the hen in a mixed age flock, then the reality isn't always that simple. They're all eating the same foods. What on earth do you give? What is the lesser of the evils? Before we jump in, please don't forget to subscribe by hitting the emblem down below, thumbs up and ask your questions in the comment section, and I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, so let's jump in. Firstly, let's just make sure everyone understands why the rules are there about what to feed each age group, because I have seen some people on blogs and social media forums arguing that these risks aren't real. I can assure you they are. I have dealt with cases where the nutrition has gone wrong. So here we go. Very briefly, chicks need to be on a chick starter crumble. This is higher protein but relatively lower calcium compared to an adult layer pellet. They need the high protein for quick growth, but they don't need quite as much calcium because they're not throwing it into the eggs each day. Chick starter also has a coccidiostat in it, which is a drug to protect them from coccidia, a nasty little gut parasite that kills young animals. Your adult layer pellet, on the other hand, has got lower protein because they're done with their growing and higher calcium than the chick starter. They need the calcium for the eggs, but they're done growing, so they don't need quite as much protein. The grower diet sits in between. Now here's why it's dangerous to feed the wrong diet for the wrong life stage. If you feed a layer pellet to the chicks, then the high levels of calcium can cause calcium deposits in the kidneys and cause kidney damage. If you feed the chick starter to adults, then the high protein levels can cause gout, which is where uric acid crystals are deposited either in joints or in organs such as, would you believe, the kidneys. So never feed an adult food to the chicks, especially never under 16 weeks of age. Really, you want to wait until they're about 20 to 22 weeks old to start feeding their layer pellet once they start laying. So what are you going to feed the flock if everyone's going to be eating the same thing? What's the lesser of the evils? To the flock, you'll want to feed a grower mix if this is the case. That way you're going to have slightly higher protein levels, but then make absolutely sure you have bowls of additional soluble grit for the layers to be able to supplement themselves. They will supplement themselves as needed, which is really cool. Don't mix it in with the food, otherwise you're forcing the younger birds to eat it too, and we don't want to do that. We just want it available for the laying hens to supplement themselves. Now just note here, this is not the same as insoluble grit. Insoluble grit is things like little stones intended to be eaten and then sit in the gizzard down in that muscular chamber that helps grind up food. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about soluble grit like crushed oyster shell, which is absorbed as an additional calcium supplement. So this is a way of giving the extra calcium only to the older hens that need it without affecting the youngsters. Now for chicks under 6 weeks old, they really should be on a chick starter diet, okay? For their own health and also for the coccidiostat, which is really important when they're young. Now if a hen has just turned up with her new chicks, you'll probably want to separate her from the flock anyway for their own protection. So it's nice and easy. I would recommend at this stage giving mum and the chicks a starter mix while they're separated. It's important for them, and it's okay for her to eat it short term as well. She's likely lost a lot of weight during nesting, so she can do with the additional protein for a short period. The only other consideration is that the coccidiostat means you really shouldn't eat the mum's eggs while she's eating the diet. But that's okay too, because she's probably going to take a little while to come back onto the lay anyway after having chicks. So it should all work out quite easily for you. Okay, hopefully that all made sense. Any questions, jot them down below in the comment section. Thumbs up to let me know you appreciated it. Subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.